Welcome back, punks and fools. It's a different climate out here, huh? We are here live in front of CNRNG, Crazy Bombs. It's been the Punkery show. We got Hendrik here as well. He is sitting in a bunker right now because, like I said in the pre-show, he's waiting for phase 2 of what the Ruskies have going on. They've made that official invasion into Ukraine. And they're doing some shit. The sanctions are on, even though who gives a shit about them. But how you feeling, Hendrik, as far as, phase 2, if it happens? I mean, you're in a bunker, right?
Yeah, I am. I'm safe. The neighbor is actually real weird. Like, I don't know. Can't predict what's happening next, I guess.
The neighbor, huh?
Makes you rethink a little bit what kind of neighbor you have, or where are you living, in a way, what kind of history you have. So, I don't know. We'll see.
Are you saying the neighbor is, they've got their arms?
They went a little bit too far. Just a little bit.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I feel maybe. I could be wrong. I don't know.
How are they going too far? They have their flag outside. They have their assault rifle in case the Russians come in. Is that how they're going too far?
I mean, like in the other part of the world right now, but it's interesting. It's interesting. I think they're a little bit crazy.
But, yeah, I know. I'm not used to modern war in Europe. It's kind of funny because to prepare for this show, right? For the past, well, not the past hour, but a half hour ago, in the previous hour, I was reading through. I was doing two things. I was watching a video on why Putin or Russia is invading Ukraine, right? And at the same time, I was looking at the 2014 Crazy Bob's Ukraine crisis topic, and I forgot how much of content that topic was. I don't think you posted there, Hendrik. I'm only American, guys, so I don't really know what I'm talking about when it comes to this shit, because in 2014, I knew the topic was there, but I stayed away because it was full of toxicity, number one, and number two, because in 2014, I didn't really give a snitz what happened in Europe or Ukraine, honestly. So
yeah, I think I also kind of skipped that one, but this is huge. This is different. Russia is like, it has always been like that. They feel like they're the victim, and the West is always against them. So no matter what you do, they will see it as a bad thing towards them. Like, and they're trying to affect what other country tries to decide what they want to be part of, which is absurd if you ask me. But
so basically, they're the emotional, self-victimizing dude with no balls. That's basically what
they are so afraid of the West, the evil West, that they only want to have neighbor countries that are not part of NATO. So they want to have this shield of protection, the countries between the evil West and themselves that are not part of NATO between them. So if Ukraine wants to be part of NATO, it will be a bad sign to Russia. And they will, be like, okay, you can't do that. We're gonna attack you now. So they're trying to stop that, and I don't know how well you can stop what other country wants to do. What if they vote about it, decide to do something they want to do? So it's just really, I don't know.
So that's basically the crux of the entire thing. Russia does not want to see a NATO border, huh? That's why they gave a verbal warning to Sweden and Finland to be like,
that's
if you join, you're gonna get fucked too.
That's so like, I can't believe that, because would you really go that far? Like, you're afraid of, like I said, they are afraid of things. They're afraid that something will happen to them, but they're actually the one doing it, but there's itself. So
They're
I don't
defending
know.
themselves by attacking, I guess. That's basically what it is, I guess.
So basically, if they're neighbors of a country that is part of NATO, they feel like their neighbor is, you know, USA in a way, I guess, because USA is part of NATO. So, but seriously, even when it was, are they really thinking that NATO would, you know, attack the whole East, the Russia? Like,
I don't think they want to. I mean, the one that
why
cause
would
the
they?
shit.
Like, yeah, like everybody wants to avoid war and have peace. So
That's why the sanctions are good.
yeah, and now they are the one who are starting it and started it. So I don't know.
Well, I mean, they're starting because they don't think that there's going to be any resistance from anyone else but Ukraine, except for these sanctions. You know, as if the sanctions actually matter. I mean, do you think the word sanctions matters to a guy like Putin? Basically, he can say you can sanction these nuts. Basically, what he's saying.
Well, that is a way to react, but it's not a fast way to react, and the effect will be seen in long term with when the money isn't flowing as it used to be. But it's not going to help the situation that's going right now. But I don't think Russia has a very good economy going right now, because having a war is really expensive, and even if they have a lot of money and everything seems to be going okay, I don't think it really is going okay for the citizens of Russia.
Yeah, the ruble's going down.
It will have like serious long-term effects, I believe.
Yeah, we will been see about that. Hold on, I gotta add the Kilbert back to the group, obviously.
Right.
But I was taking a look at the crisis topic from 2014, and there were a lot of similar things said back then as they're being said now. I can't really cite them right now. Probably next week I'll have a compilation of the meme posts in that topic. At the end of this segment, I'm gonna read Russian Girlie's first post in that topic. It is a huge doozy. But you know, this is one of the reasons why, guys, that we gotta have more DJs on this radio, because you know, at this point, I mean, Hendrik obviously you're up, but you're also subjected to an opinion from me, who, you know, not from Europe, didn't give a snit 7 years ago, kind of do now. So it's kind of there are a few punks on the Discord, right? They were like, some dude posted a meme of some Batman Trump shit, right? Some other dude was like, with all due respect, and he spelled dude D-O, why Biden pussy? Well, I meant to look at this before starting the show, but I did see one interview with Trump where I don't want to say this outright, but it seemed like he was praising some great decision of Putin invading Ukraine or some shit. I can't really paraphrase because I don't remember what the thing said. But these people that are out here saying, oh, if Trump still in the White House, shit, he would have butt-fucked Putin over to Georgia or some shit. Well, that's a big meme. That's a big meme. Now, I will give you this one thing, possibly, that if Trump was still in the White House, maybe that would have deterred Putin a little bit from invading Ukraine. But Putin is kind of like, he's kind of like that problematic friend that, you know, has situations where they'll blow up, and you know you can quell their possibility to blow up, but after a while you know that this friend will blow up mentally, or whatever the case may be. So if Trump was able to quell Putin's rage for a little bit, it wasn't going to happen forever. Only way that was going to happen is that if Putin suddenly died like Stalin did before Trump got out of office. So this notion that Trump would have been able to stop Putin from doing his shit, that would have just been an indefinite thing until he got the fuck out here. So I think that's a meme. What is Musk saying? He would have what? He would have stopped Putin's tyranny? I don't know about that, man. He would have delayed it, but not stopped it. That's basically what it'd be. And when it comes to what America can do, what do you expect America to do? I mean, I think America is as culpable as the rest of the NATO section of Europe as to what they can do to stop this shit. So obviously, as we said already, they can't directly go in there, help Ukraine, put some troops in there and do the defense because, God forbid, Russia might take their nuke out. They may aim the missile toward either Washington or New York, and if they throw a nuke at New York, guess what? I'm dead. About 100 miles away from New York, cocksucker. I don't want to die, obviously. Kilber just said, I watched like a 30 minutes of Putin's speech. No teleprompter. Walk the fuck out after signing papers. How about that? That is some Putin shit. Yeah, rip me, obviously. If Putin sends a rocket, a nuke over here, I'm dead as dead. New York, Connecticut, Pennsylvania, Delaware, all dead. And then we'll have a haze over the Earth for the next 10 years. Obviously, it's gonna be like Left 4 Dead apocalyptic shit. There are also people that are surprised that Putin would do this. You know, there are people in the Discord like, oh, I can't believe shit he would do this. Oh, but I mean, first of all, he already invaded Ukraine in 2014, and then there was that war in Georgia in 2008 that I didn't know existed until today, honestly.
If you ask about it, it will be like Russia had nothing to do with that. It's just the normal thing they do and say. But about Putin's speech, it was interesting because you could see how his body language was really, aggressive in a way. You could really see his anger. Yeah, and it was something I don't think we have seen before. Like normally they talk more calm in a calm way, and also what he spoke about was really interesting. And like if anyone tries to come and stop us, you will see something that has never happened before or something like that. So
pretty huge threat,
also talking about some Nazis that has lived or who are living in the west side of the Ukraine, like all kind of that stuff sounds so out of mind, really. Like you can't believe that, but I don't know.
It's like putting very descriptive adjectives into something when you're trying to justify your actions. But Chabs in game said that Marok has been doing the same for decades. Well, I don't know, I should say that. Obviously, some dude is talking about the Moroccan invasion of Cuba, so that there's no communism close to Moroccan soil. I'm sure in some way you can put some kind of equivalency to that. I'm not gonna judge what kind of equivalency that is, but yeah, Morocco invaded Cuba. Middle East has been shit for a long time. Britain and France fucked up the Middle East borders. I guess America probably had something to do with that too, but definitely, for the most part, Britain and France fucked up the Middle East borders, which led to unrest there 100 years later, and all this shit. So obviously, Russia's not the only belligerent.
Yeah, but I don't understand how that's a good example to say what the US has done. We all know what we have done or haven't done not, but I mean, like, this is happening in a modern Europe in 2022. It's a lot different thing, and what Russia has done now is very similar what happened in the 40s with Finland. like they were claiming, they were demanding
Viipuri.
that Finland should give some parts of their country to Russia because those parts of the country were important for them against their enemies. And when Finland didn't want to, accept that, it led to the war. So I don't like that happened 80 years ago too, the same thing. So I don't think you could use it as an example, the US thing. I mean, back in then, I don't know, but the history is just repeating itself, I guess.
Oh yeah, it seems to be. I mean, it seems that Russia's obviously very scared when it comes to the NATO borders and shit. You know, I saw the video I was looking at. Right, there are several things that may happen. You know, they may just want to have the autonomy of those two breakaway areas in eastern Ukraine stay independent, right? Or they might want to see some more territory of Ukraine, block or destroy that boulder that used to send water to Crimea, right? Because Ukraine's got some shit blocking that canal. So Crimea right now, it seems like they're drying out into a desert. No water's going there really. And it may be a knockout blow that they may be trying to do. You know? What's this? Autonomy, aka Putin slaves. That's right. Like Belarus. That's what it'd be. Pro-Russian Belarus. So who knows what Putin is trying to do? I think the uncertainty of it is what is more, if you may say, scary about it. Because I thought at the beginning that it was just for those two breakaway areas in eastern Ukraine, but he's bombing the entire country, including the capital, right? And it's kind of surprising because the president, I forgot his name. What is his name, actually? I forgot his name, but apparently he's still in Kyiv. There was some Twitter post a week ago saying that he had fled to Poland, but I guess that was fake news. Zelensky, whatever his fucking name is. But that post was fake news. He's still in Kyiv, apparently. And this guy has balls, I'll tell you that. Especially with the city getting bombed like it is, or missile, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. This man has his balls out. He made a video which could compromise his position. I put it on the internet, saying that I'm here. My cabinet is here. And we are here to defend Ukraine. The guy has balls, I'll tell you. I don't know what they're gonna do with him if they capture the dude, but that dude has balls. I'll tell you that. But yeah, obviously this is based on Putin or Russia fear. But like I said, I had taken a look at the Ukraine crisis topic, and I haven't seen one Russian opinion in 2022 on the server as to what's going on here. But when I looked at the Ukraine crisis topic, there were 3 Russians that I had looked at, well, had gotten to at least in that topic. 3 Russians. It was first was Blackhawk, who was getting 15v1'd in that topic. All the Europs in that topic were snitting on Blackhawk for his take on 2014 invasion, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. Then Viktorovich came in, he's Russian, and he basically called the Ukrainians dregs, or the dregs of something. Let's see, Delaying, what's his name in the game, said, isn't Russia invading just because they was some war criminals killing Republicans on Donsk? Oh, you have to say that. I have no idea. I can't answer that question. This is why we need a European host, honestly. I have no idea. Delaying. No clue. I thought the invasion had mostly to do with Donsk and the other thing. Yeah, Hendrik is European, yes, but I mean like whatever. Like a show made, yeah, yes, well, yeah, you are. Even though you're
I'm trying to be, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Most of y'all are
Colgate.
as would it be. And then Russian Guerrilla came in, but it seemed like all the Russians were pro-Russia as far as the 2014 issue on Ukraine. And Holoquits, there was this big debate whether or not Holoquits is Russian or Swedish, but he said something like, "Putin till I die, y'all Americans don't got shit. Y'all can't talk shit," even though most of the people on that topic were European that were speaking. And the closest thing to Merc in that topic was B-Bird, who's Canadian. So, I don't know about that. That's right, Messed Up Smiley. He has to work his way up. We'll see about that. We'll see about that. But again, pray for the punks over there in Ukraine, obviously. If they can find a way to join NATO, that'd be, well, would it be great? I don't know. Based on what's going on. And hopefully President, what's his name again? I forgot his name already. Vladimir. No, not him. The Ukrainian one. Zelensky. Hopefully he and his outward showing of his balls and his masculinity doesn't get him destroyed. Yes, I'm getting dementia. That's fucking right. Because when it comes to Ukraine, right, we need them to keep on going. Anybody who watches hockey, Ruslan Fedotenko, best Ukrainian hockey player in history. As American, I thought that Ukraine was pretty synonymous to Russia, right? Until I watched a video last year of the Ukrainian language, and I thought, oh, well, Ukraine is in Cyrillic, right? So, of course, it must be similar to Russian, right? But I was kind of surprised to see that Ukrainian is more similar to Polish than Russia. It's just a lot of Russian influence, the Russian loanwords put in the language and some shit. So
interesting.
Yeah.
Also, one more thing that came to my mind is that when Russia is saying that, okay, Finland, you shouldn't join NATO. If you join, it will be bad for you, and you will see how. But meanwhile, they're attacking a country that is trying to join NATO. So what would Finland think now? We're fine, we're safe, nothing to worry about. Or if that shit is going to happen to Ukraine, should we, protect ourselves and join NATO? I think the actions they're doing right now are actually making people of Finland to consider joining NATO even more. So it's actually doing us do even more the thing they don't want us to do. So I can't follow that logic really that well, but
me neither. All I know is that Scandinavia is a bit, it's more of a luxury as far as the mental cachet around the world. Scandinavia is than Ukraine. So I'm sure that if Russia were to put up arms against Sweden and Finland, it would be a lot, as far as NATO would be concerned, I'm sure they would look at that as more of a concern. I suppose, not too sure about that, but I kind of wondered before why those countries were not already in NATO, because, like I said, Sweden, Finland, they're like the fucking, the gold of the world to some people, right? But it's obviously just Russia. Russia's just in the way of a lot of shit, A lot of people made comparisons to Putin and compared him to a lot of possibly tyrannic leaders in the 20th century and shit. And I think it's a meme comparison right now, at least. It's like comparing LeBron to Michael Jordan. Meme comparison. They're very different types of people. Their archetypes are very different. But he could get there. Who knows? Delaying said Trump is way dumber and worse than Putin. I states. Well, I think we knew that a long time ago. Yes, Trump is way dumber than Putin, obviously. Well, worse, I don't know, worse, but dumber, 100%. But yeah, the comparisons to, you know, Stalin, Hitler, I think is a meme right now. But if he continues with this bullshit, maybe he may ascend to those levels. As far as I know, I only skimmed it, but the conflict in Ukraine, as far as the elapsed time of the war, wasn't that long. Like, it ended very quickly, didn't it? Let me just fact check that shit, because I know it was either the invasion of Georgia or Ukraine, one of the two, in 2014 and 2008. That's it lasted not a lot of time, anyway, when it came to Crimea. So who knows? Maybe some shit will be made. Some no, hopefully no World War III. That would be a problem. Hopefully there's some resolution is made, so that we don't see any more modern Europe war, because we don't want to see that. It's kind of ironic though, because later on in that Ukraine topic, there was, if I remember correctly, a lot of refugee rage in there. But ironically, I took a look at the news yesterday, which, I mean, news is news, but possibility that Ukraine could have to send some refugees out. So, you know, I guess Ukraine could have used those refugees, huh? 7 years ago, whatever the fuck it is, or a long time. May become refugees. Kosovo, pretty recent.
Well,
Okay.
also something while I'm thinking here, how Russia works. Like, let's say Ukraine. If Russia sees that there is this agreement in a country, that it's dividing people into two separate opinions, they will try to make it even worse with misinformation and other kind of stuff. For example, when there was this a flow of immigrants, you know, coming to Europe, a lot of them, what they did was they actually brought them to the east border of Finland, and, you know, leave there and say, okay, this is where you get out and go to that side of the country. I mean, across the border. And they kind of sent them to Finland. Why? Because when Finland is receiving a lot of immigrants, there will be people in Finland who say, like, they're against it. And other people might be like, you know, they want to help. And it will kind of, you know, divide the people into, you know, separate groups. People who want to help the immigrants and the ones who want to send them away. So Russia tries to do things like this, so it will even create more disagreement in the country. So they will use that as their weapon in a way to, you know, cause chaos or whatever in the long term. So in Ukraine, there is people who are like more to the west, who like the west side of things, and from the east who speak Russia and, you know, kind of like Russia more. And, you know, they try to divide the people and affect the what.
So it distracts them from the actual, the actual thing that they're trying to fight. Yeah, same thing what Belarus is doing, right? They're putting immigrants on the border of Lithuania and Poland. Yeah, probably they got that idea from Russia too, huh?
Probably, but I don't know what happened really. But I think Finland was like, you know, of course, giving the feedback of that and made it stop somehow.
Yeah, that reminds me of some dude who's talking about how TikTok is has been brought up to fuck up the heads of the American and Western youth, so that instead of growing up learning about things that are like important and, you know, mentally stimulating in a positive way, instead we're getting grown up on people dancing and doing dumb shit on TikTok, and people will want to become internet influencers instead of wanting to defend their country or some shit. Yes, it's a type of mental warfare, I guess. But that's China, I suppose. But I'm sure it helps Russia too, because I don't think anybody is ready for World War III. That's, you look around here, I don't think millennials are ready for World War III, no cap. So that delaying says there won't be a World War III. Trust Putin don't have the cash. He also said TikTok in US is a cancer and China's making it so. Yeah, we definitely can see that. Dopara97, we have a pro-Russia dude in here. Fuck NATO, love Russia. And Preacher says he wants to ban him. Dopara says, I hope Putin bans your country. Well, that's what it'd be. I was gonna say something about Serbia, cause I saw some article title. It's a title, so it may be a thing where it's maybe clickbaity. Of course, Serbia has to thank Russia for centuries of backing them, I guess indirectly, from the Ottomans and World War I and II or some shit, right? I wonder what the Serbian opinion is. I wonder what Lasky thinks about this, honestly, because the Serbs in the Ukraine crisis topic, I couldn't really get a real side of what they were on, but I think they're on the Russian side. But we made Dead is Dead this segment, and I'm gonna read Russian Girlie's first post in the Ukraine crisis topic back in 2014, and then we'll move on to NG stuff. Next week, I will make a compilation of the best moments of the Ukraine crisis 2014 CNR or Crazy Bob's topic, and read the best posts here next week, the best moments. So here was Russian Girlie's first post in the topic back in 2014. Was laughing when was reading opinions of people who live in NATO countries, who have bases all over the world and making war everywhere, breaking in pieces international law. After that, they want other countries to follow these rules which you tore apart? Absurd. Called double standards. With a T, by the way. Standards. It's like before Olympics about anti-gi law in Russia. No one cares that 60 countries in the world there is criminal liability for just being gi, including some states of USA. Also, like 7 countries have death penalty for it. In Russia, we just made forbidden gi propaganda among children. Gi clubs in century of Moscow are working. And in all other cities, but OMG, Russia, no democratic country, double standards. It's funny how she spelled standards wrong and then standards correctly. I don't understand. Anyway, Georgia, 2008 year, started war. All Western mass media were saying Russia is aggressor. Later, Europe made conclusion, thanks for justice, Russian fault. Only in that case, we answered too hard on Russian aggression by destroying all their military infrastructure. In other worlds, we should just push them for like 30 kilometers and stop. Oh well, we had to wait until they recover and hit with even bigger power. It's called Yibishstrov, means you are being jackals. And the main Ukraine crisis, who at fault? Guess. But I understand there is vector against Russia in general. We don't afraid to say what is right against all, quote unquote, common rules. Watch just now, Serbians, I love you. I adore you. You don't afraid go against the course while, quote unquote, great nations put their tongue in its. French people waking up as well. Marine Le Pen, go, go, go. And she posted a YouTube video of something happening in a Serbian basketball game. I don't think that Russian girl would give a shit about basketball unless Serbia had something to do with it. But in the video, there's this Serbian flag that was spread out in the crowd. There are a few American flags too, for whatever reason, or I guess. And there's a lot of Serbian Cyrillic, I think. I don't know if it's Serbian Cyrillic in the stands. So, yeah, that's what it'd be. That's what it'd be. I'd love to see what Russian girlie thinks about the 2022 version of this. I'm almost tempted to unban her from the Crazy Bob's forum to see what would happen. I think that would be content. Although I'm sure, yeah, Colgate, I really do want to unban her, to be quite honest with you, to see what this would be. But let me see if she's been on the forum at all. No, last time on the forum, May 8th, 2021. She, Blackhawk, I think P-Pope said something about what Blackhawk said, but I don't remember what he said. It wasn't very inflammatory, so I don't remember. No, Blackhawk, Blackhawk was definitely not the same as Russian girlie. I did not say Blackhawk delaying, I said Blackhawk. That's what I said. He was not on the level of Russian girlie in that type of ideology. But no, that Black Hawk delaying. Hawk. That's what I said. No. But yeah, that is the Ukraine segment, obviously. But the last thing I wanted to say is that when you talk about TikTok, only in this generation now where you can go on Twitter, right, and you can see videos of people getting shot to death. Because there was this video of a Ukrainian family, right? They had a phone. They were recording sheet outside of their apartment complex, I suppose. Oh, excuse me. Some Russian truck pulled up, and some Russian dude was at the back. He got shot off the truck and fucking died and shit. And a minute later, a tank comes up and fucking rolls up on a fucking civilian's car. And I'm like, what the fuck is this, man? Two odd occurrences happened within 2 minutes of each other. The fucking dead body, or the dying body, is next to the truck while the tank runs over the fucking car. 2022, ladies and gentlemen, we can see people die on Twitter. I'll tell you that. That's what it'd be. Luckily for that dude, though, who got run over by the, yeah, that's right, SAS. The guy who got run over by the tank survived, so...
Can't believe that, can you? So.
Yeah, I can't believe that either. I can't. It wasn't a guy, it was an old woman. What? I could swear I saw the video. It looked like a dude. It looked like a dude. Somebody find the video.
Yeah. But something good. I think seems like the corona is not cured. No more news about that disease.
Yeah, no. It's a very weird thing, you know? In some videos, you see missiles being shot into hospitals, and in other videos, you see a CNN correspondent next to a Russian camp, or you see a Ukrainian woman going up to a Russian, dude, and saying, what the fuck are you doing in my country? Get the fuck out. What are you doing? And the Russian guy is like, our conversation will not lead anywhere. Please go. And shit like that. It's a very weird thing to see. Delang says, last thing he's going to say, Syrian war was way worse, but just because it's not connected through land with the rest of Europe wasn't important enough. Yeah, I mean, Les, 100%, you're fucking correct, man. It's just like when we talk about soccer and how no one cares about the Copa America because it's in South America. Right? Like, soccer only matters in Europe. That's basically what it'd be.
Well, I think it's like, let's talk about Middle East and the wars in there. Like, it happens so often, you kind of get, used to it in a way. But war in Europe, I don't think that
happens really that often. So
No.
of course it's normal to have a different type of reaction to it, I think.
Oh
And
yeah, that's true.
in a way,
That's
care more, you know, because it's closer to you. So I think it's just normal human behavior.
That is true. Maybe part of it as well is that it's Russia.
Sure.
Yes, right. Like, that's part of it as well. The Middle East, the West fucked the Middle East up from the 1800s. So that probably it's old news type of thing. But yeah, when it's on your doorstep, you give more of a snitz. That's what it be, obviously. So yeah, that's been true. Anyway, probably talk about it a little bit more later. Well, hold on, let's see. I'll read the list of things. Yeah, let's see. Messed up cocksucker said one woman went up to the soldiers and was offering them sunflower seeds. Yep, that's what I'm talking about. So they would grow sunflower seeds when they died. Shit. And Nikolai Suki said wars in the Middle East are usually conflicts with the local militia or civil wars, but this is full-on invasion. Yeah. That is, I would say that is true. Sure, Nikolai Suki, yes, that's right. One women, yes, keep the typo. Anyway, let's keep going on. Let's get to the NG. Some guy just exploded somewhere. The Killabur exploded and killed 3 other people. So rip in peace to that dude. So Hendrik, we're gonna play a game here. We're gonna go back to the NG here. It's gonna be called Agree or Reeee. All right. So I've got 5 topics here, right? And I'm gonna ask you the question. And you're gonna tell me whether or not you agree or you disagree. But if you disagree, you've got to say Reeee, because obviously, when it comes to arguments, right, just like the Ukraine cheat, right, you can have, to some people, one side is the correct side, and if you disagree with that side, or if what you're saying cannot be readily proven through documents or some shits, they start talking shit and become, why am I toxic? And they yell out, me Reeee. So we'll start this shit here. Number 1.
Wait, what? Agree for agree and Reeee for
agree,
disagree.
Yeah, agree or Reeee.
Understood. Do I have to understand the question too?
Oh, it's well. You're of the 2 of us. You are the chief NG player specialist around here, obviously. So, what you say goes, of course. So let's get it going. First question. There's been a lot of rage about the bank insurance lately. Agree or Reeee? There should be a cap in paying for bank insurance. What do you think about that?
I don't use banks. I don't know.
You don't use banks? You
I
put your money in the house?
Everybody knows where I give my money, I think, sadly.
Oh, on hand. Yeah, that's right. You do that. Delang says Reeee, so I wonder.
Yes, sure, Reeee, whatever.
Reeee, damn. Well, I don't know. At first I would have said agree, right? Because I think it's kind of weird to see. I mean, there's screenshots, I guess, but it's kind of odd to look at screenshots and see people get bank insurance for $660,000. Or I think Fat Davis posted a picture where he got bank insurance for 1.1 mil. Now, I'm sure that a lot of that has to do with how much money a dude has.
We all know it has been done by Smiley, so it can't be good, really, you know.
Oh yes, messed up Smiley. He doesn't like the rich. He wants the communism, right? I think messed up Smiley's pro-communist, and he wants everybody to have near the same amount of wealth, you know. But I think caps are probably the best thing to have, right? Because I'm sure that his intention was to have people put money in the bank. Excuse me, the money in their house, right? But as far as I know, and can somebody confirm? Is there a cap on how much money can be robbed from a house? Because I'm sure a lot of people don't want to play. The Killer says no. I'm sure people don't want to play keep away with their house, right? Like they're trying to do shit during the game, right? And there could be some cocksucker. I don't know how often this would happen, but I'm sure there's a dude that will try to hit somebody's house over and over again. And even if they get killed, they may still try to hit the house over and over again. I'm sure people don't want to defend their house 24/7. The Killer said he had 22 mil in his house one night, 11 mil the next morning, was AFK for 3 hours. Well, I'm sure that may go against the AFK culture, I guess. Nice AFK. I don't think that Mus or the devs want to defend the AFK culture, I suppose. Mr. Smiley says, nice AFK. Anka says, the Killer, what you deserve, asshole. So, you know, you can take that, you know, here or there. So Hendrik says, Reeee. He says, Reeee.
Reeee. Now when I think about it, I might switch it, but I don't know, maybe too late, but whatever.
That's completely fine. I think I say agree. I think if we have caps to stuff, right? A cap for bank insurance, being bank insuranced, a cap for house robberies, then it may be a little better. 500k sounds fine to me. I think I saw Must say something about, hey, make sure the bank doesn't get robbed. Well, during American hours, overnight American hours, 2 a.m., 3 a.m. here, right? When there aren't many players on the server, that's probably the prime time to go rob the bank. You're not going to get a lot of money, but the bank will still likely get robbed a lot the less players are on the server. So it's kind of tough to justify that, right? Unless you set it up so that the rate of being bank insurance, whatever the fuck it is, if bank robberies have something to do with it, then it should only have a factor among depending on how many people are on the server. Because if there are 7 on the server and some guys rob the bank, then it's a lot easier. Because there are a lot of people. There are a lot of people a few months ago, when there were less than 20 players on the server, at midnight, 1 a.m. local my time, they were robbing the bank willy-nilly, and it was pretty easy. So no bank robbing when low players. The people already factored into it. Okay. I don't know. I still think that if we put some caps into it, right, that may be a bit better. But I don't know. Maybe most of the people complaining are people that have a ton of money. I don't know. But either way, still, let me just take a look at Fog Davis's picture again. See. Again, let's see, $1.4 million. Shit. Because I still don't think if there's no cap on house robbery, will people put money in their house. Anka said, ass robbed main bank for 150k, and I chased him for 20 to 30 minutes. Yeah, I mean, at this point, I don't know what the thought is about civilians and bank robberies, right? A few months ago, the stance was, since bank robberies didn't have an impact on people with bank insurance, civilians shouldn't touch them. But now, basically, if a guy robs the bank, then they should be royally fucked in the ass by people, because they may fuck the economy up.
Can you still like drop what from 3 to 5 million or something? It hasn't been changed, right?
I don't know. The people robbing $3 to $5 million from the bank?
Yeah.
I don't know if that was changed. Let's see. Must said the insurance rate is basically calculated using the difference between the money the insurance has received from players versus how much it had to cover during a game day. Since both of the amount robbed and amounts collected by insurance are based on how many people are online, the amount of people don't matter. Okay, I see that. I don't think I comprehended what I read, but I understand what you're saying, I think. Nikolai Suki said main bank isn't being robbed that much though right now compared to when the update dropped. Why is that actually? Because the entire server would go for him? Or some shit? Ken is a growler, that's right, Tank. Fuck Ken, Ken's a growler. Cops realized, but civilians should too. Honest with you. If I was a civilian, well, probably not me, but if I was a civilian and I noticed that the bank being robbed was my concern as well, then that is where you can form a coalition of vigilantes to kill the bank robber. That's what it would be. Anyway, next question, Hendrik. Agree or Reeee? There should be, I'm sorry, the Nokota right now is too easily obtainable for cops, and because of that, it is too forgiving. Agree or Reeee?
Oh yeah, this is easy. Really easy. It's gonna be Reeee. Absolutely.
Oh.
No, you Yes, you shouldn't, at least for now, from my opinion, you shouldn't change anything. Like, because a couple things. Okay, this is all because of one guy playing the game in his game style. But I don't think it has been going for that like for a while. But do you actually have to change something in the game right away because of that? Because I think nobody's holding the same game style forever, so I don't think it will be a problem for always, at least. And from my experience, when you're flying in this game and you try to hit someone so you die in the explosion but he also dies, it doesn't seem to happen every time. Like, most of the time I crash into someone with my plane, they seem to get away. Like, they don't die from that. Maybe I'm doing it wrong or in a bad way, but nah, not from my opinion. Reeee, absolutely.
So you say Reeee. Well, that's a very good point you brought up, because it really does give a lot of power, as if this matters, I guess. It gives a lot of power to one person when something is changed because of one person, right? And when you have a dude like Chabs who goes around doing this, and he's one person,
They added a trap thing for some people. I don't know why, but
yeah.
After something happened, they all of a sudden noticed that they have to add something to protect the truck plants. I can't remember who did what, but anyway.
I don't know. I mean, at this moment, I'm leaning toward agree,
Oh boy.
because there have been situations where then again, it's the Crazy Bob's thing too, right? People like, I'm gonna say his name, like, well, Faxi, right? I can't say his actual name because it's 2022 proof, but he'd fly the Rustler, try to suicide, and then come right back about a minute later. It felt kind of like the 3-star wanted level in GTA. Pre-GTA 4, where if you blow a helicopter up at a 3-star wanted level, they come back about 30 to 45 seconds later. And we just want to wonder whether or not that makes sense here, because I have seen situations while doing Rate My Chase chases where Chabs blows up, not necessarily suicides, but blows up and comes back about a minute or two later, or I don't know how long actually. And it's like, do we want that? I don't know. That's the thing. I think if it were to be adjusted, there were a few things listed in that topic. I said a few things in that topic that could be a help. Some people said remove the spawns. You got to get it through the garage sheet. if you are part of the air division, I don't know if temp cops can use.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they can use Nokota. Yeah,
Well, sure. Yeah, I think you could like change it that you can't always get a straight away new plane or something like
yeah,
that.
maybe you have to
Seems
be.
fair.
Yeah, you have to like not be a temp cop. You've gotta be in the air division in order to use Nokota. Maybe limit it to 2 or 3 Nokotas per game day, some shit like that. Because when it came to Crazy Bomb and the Rustler, right? Whenever a dude suicided, I mean, you said it here as well, but whenever a dude suicided the Rustler, Sync wasn't always on their side. There was a time where Faxi suicided 11 times in a Rate My Chase against Player Q, Harry, and Debo. He suicided 11 times, but if I'm not mistaken, I'm probably completely wrong, but I think half the times he exploded on my screen or our screen. Half the time he only exploded on his screen. I mean, here, explosions are a bit odd, I guess, so who fucking knows? Let me just read some of these shits out here. Messed Up Smiley said, 1 Nokota with... Wait, hold on. Wrong. No, he said...
Also, you also have to remember that in this game, flying in Nokota, the shooting is quite hard, and flying low is hard because you hit a light pole. It might, even pull you down.
Yeah.
Damage the plane enough to make it unflyable.
Yeah, sometimes when it comes to the video era, it's kind of over sensationalized when you see a video of a guy getting destroyed by a Nokota, even though they may have had to chase for quite a while in order to get the kill. Although there have been a lot of times when I've seen Chabs doing his Nokota flying. He does have a really high rate of killing with the Nokota guns, so
yeah, I guess
he
if you
makes
put it out,
seems a bit better, a bit easier.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It depends how good of a pilot somebody is. Let's see what's this?
Or if you're driving the open area with a wide road, it's always easier to summon the fly.
That's true. If you're in Blaine County, like there's nothing to really obstruct, right? So it's open easy for Nokota in Blaine County. Whereas if you're in the city, you may be able to dodge a bit better. But then you've got the other cops to worry about. So I think Nokota is very important because there are times where ground chases are a bit linear, and at times it can be uninteresting. But when Nakotas come into the picture, they put the warrant on their toes. They'll have to bob and weave a little bit better. It helps the ground cops a lot more to have Nakotas in the air, by a lot. So Nakotas are pretty important, but it depends.
Yeah, well, to sum up, if you ask me, what I would do first, just a little a little change, would be that I would change how many planes are spawning in that area in the airport, and how often, like just to see the difference.
Anything is on the table when it comes to doing that. Let me see what people are saying in the...
Just don't make Messed Up Smiley to do that, because most of the things he is coding won't be... It takes him like 10 attempts to make it good.
Exactly. We have to nerf then. The nerf may be too much, or it's tough to centralize that shit. Let's see here. Must said, 1 Nokota with need to land and refuel. Good fix. Asking for a friend. The Killer said, make it cost police credits. And create police Nokotas. Police cops cannot use civilian Nokotas.
Nice
Dave
ideas.
said, what?
Yeah, he's always a bit slow.
Lel. Anka said, it's not fun when there are 20 cops and always 1 plane and 3 cops chasing. and 1 plane shooting. It's impossible to get away 2 minutes away from bank. The Kelber said, force them to buy Nokotas with police credits. Don't allow them to drive Nokotas they haven't purchased with those credits, so they don't suicide, kamikaze, don't lose anything, etc.
I got it now. Don't worry, guys. Why am I part of the dev team? I don't know, but you have to buy a flying permit, and it will last from 5 to 7 or 5 to 6. I don't know, lives or something, some shit.
Oh, lives. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
Game days or game hours, huh?
Yeah, I don't know.
Imagine that if you buy a flying permit and it's about to run out, like the game gives you a big warning on the screen. Your flying permit is about to expire. Please land now.
Yeah, if you die in too many flying accidents, you will have to buy a new flying license. Yeah. How about that?
All of these are interesting ideas. Nikolai Suki said putting a score limit for being a cop and like 30 would really help. DMs from rookie cops are quite often. Well, you know what we've always said about score requirements. New players couldn't come in the server and play cop. Maybe you could do that with the Nokotas. Or at least like connect time, but I don't know if score would really work. People like Smells Like Bacon who's not on the server. Who's it Smells Like Bacon on the server, by the way?
I don't know. But yeah, you don't even need a good score to be an admin yet, so.
True. Probably chairs work. Because guys like Chicken Wing 55 in game could never be a a cop in that case. Alright. Yeah, there's Cassie's point there. Put a better tutorial instead of limiting it. Let's go to the next question, Hendrik. I think this is a piggyback off of the Nokota thing, because somebody said this as well. NG right now, agree or Reeee, favors people who don't care about money, score, or dying. Agree or Reeee?
A little bit difficult to say as an admin who doesn't care about the money, but I would say Reeee again.
Reeee. Let's say Reeee. Oh, did you say Reeee?
Yeah. Reeee, yeah, disagree.
Why would you say Reeee?
Huh?
I said, why would you say Reeee?
Because, well, I don't know what this is about really, but if it's about the, well, I don't know. Once again, I don't use the bank, so I don't know if this is a money thing, like you get raped with the money, taxes or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. I'd say Reeee as well.
Effing normies, Reeee.
Obviously, if it were to be that, it wouldn't be intentional as far as the server favoring people who don't give a shit about shit.
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
I'm just wondering, like, if you die over and over with no money, like, obviously I don't know shit. Like, do you own a debt? Is there debt? Oh yes, there is debt. Excuse me, but like, can you like descend so far into debt that's tough to get out? Like $1 million of debt, $2 million of debt, or you just go on welfare? The Killer said. Because shit, Tom Hanks is on welfare. Cause you know, you would think that there would be some deterrent. You get like 10k med fees. You think there'd be some deterrent, because obviously you don't want to go around and just blow yourself up every 20 minutes. You would think there'd be like a penalty, you know, like a bad penalty to that shit. Foz said you get like 10k med fees. Anka says you don't go into debt with no money and donate it with properties. I did it in one day. Not giving a fuck about a lie. Well, I don't know. I asked the question, I don't know how to answer it. I'd say Reeee, because it's not really intentional. But I'm not too sure what kind of sanctions you put on that.
I don't really understand in a way, because I see people playing with many different kind of games
styles because this one guy is always driving the BMX and getting killed or
Lord.
robbed or dying. What's with that reaction?
BMX.
And then some people seem to make money, and some people just, I don't know, selling weapons, and
I don't know.
people seem to play in many different ways the game. So
I don't know, because like I'm sure that the devs are trying to keep the playability consistent, right? Because a lot of people, when they get money, they become complacent and they're like, oh shit, I got all this money, I'm good, I don't gotta do shit no more. But I
yeah,
suppose,
sure. Things has to be adjusted with the money,
yeah,
but I think there will be the reset anyway at some point. So
soon enough. But I'm sure that the devs are trying to keep those rich people on their toes or some shit, so they see they're getting bank insurance, then house robbed for a lot of cash, that they still have to be out here grinding and shit. But then again, if you lose money at a higher rate than you gain it, even while rich, it may be a bit of a deterrent. The Killer said you will always have someone who plays a suicide.
yes,
Yeah, I mean, that's basically what it'd be. Faxi had this playstyle a lot, right? With Crazy Bombs.
but from my experience, people who play with one game style only and you are like grinding it, doing it all the time, it can last for some time, but at one point they will also get bored of that game style
True.
and change it.
True.
It may last for some time, but
True. That is true. People get bored of shit and they'll change and do shit, right? Like that's
yeah,
that's like the simple reaction to some of the stuff that people want changed, right? Is that some people will get bored, especially if it's just one or two people doing it. Like I said, about the same thing about the Phantom Hollow custom, right? If the usage rate is down or low, then you probably don't have to touch it. If the usage rate of a problematic thing is high, then you may have to change it. But if there's one dude or two dudes doing stupid shit, changing it would kind of give power to those people, whether or not that's significant to you or not, right? Because last thing you'd want to have is some dude parading and be like, oh shit, guys, I'm the reason why this shit got changed. Bow down to me. Go down on your knees and suck a dick. My dick. Because I'm the
pretty
reason
much.
that I did this shit.
yeah. It has to be serious in a way. If you are making them to change the script.
Yeah, it's gotta be more of a consistent, widespread type of thing, I guess. It depends. Let's see, fourth question of 5.
All right.
Agree or Reeee / fart is DM.
Reeee,
Effing
What?
normies Reeee.
it could be that maybe there is a little bit too high chance that it ends up to explosion from what I've seen, but just a little bit.
Yeah, I think I would agree with you. I will say Reeee as well.
Me. Reeee.
Well, I mean, again, like I said, 2022, we're in the screenshot and video world. Every time you see an explosion from a fart, it gets over sensationalized, I guess. I usually stay away from people, so I don't really know how the explosions work, obviously.
They work pretty good when you're by the PD with a bunch of other guys with many cars, and someone decides to leak the gas too hard.
Yeah.
So the explosions, they will, they will follow.
Yeah, I'm wondering, like, is the explosion radius like that of a normal car explosion? That's what I'm wondering. Like, how far is the nuclear explosion explosion radius? That's what I want to know, because it seems that anybody within the vicinity dies.
It's pretty high right now in the Eastern Europe, I think. At least.
Yes, it's very high.
Reeee!
Especially in Ukraine, the explosion radius right now is very high, and we have to watch out.
Help!
My bad, that was loud. But yeah, because back in the bubs, and I apologize for having to compare the features from this to Crazy Bombs, but the radius wasn't that huge over there, right? And you can still get exploded or be in the radius and not die. But it just feels like I don't know if there are people that like just lose a little bit of health when the explosion goes off, or is there like a 100% death radius of the shit? Like, I don't know. Because there was this controversy a few days ago where Nox got that ass banned.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I haven't played this week that much.
Shit.
It's just really sad, but
You gotta get that quota, dude. You gotta get that
yeah.
quota. I'm trying to find the sound here.
Get that ass
You
banned.
got that ass banned. There was some malfunction that went on with him, and it was memes on both sides of that. So I'm not gonna say what happened there.
all I know
But, yeah.
is there was a lot of leaking gas, which lead to many explosions and people dying.
Yes, he exploded at a very high rate, and he possibly unknowingly used it to get a guy or guys mad, and obviously in a moral
the game,
sense, in a moral sense, that was pretty shit. Like, yeah, I see there Nox. He has 216 farts, and 53 are deaths. Well, about a bit higher than 25%. So, what the fuck happened there, guys? What the fuck happened there? But yeah, I'd still say Reeee to that. Last question. It's a two-parter. So I guess this is probably question 5 and 6. Part 1 of it, Hendrik. Gunrunners should sell weapon upgrades. Agree or Reeee?
Sure, agree. Yeah, why not?
Yes, I agree too. Here been the thing, like I said, 2022, right? The Gen Zs are coming up, right? This is the Hendrik doesn't play civilian, he don't give a fuck. But the thing about it, right, is people want to get their sheet and they want to get their business going, right? They leave jail, they want to buy some guns. They don't want to take 2 trips to buy weapons and their accessories, right? Because right now, Gunrunners can sell guns, but they can't sell the upgrades. So if they want the upgrades, if they want to give, business to the Gunrunners, right? They have to go to them, and then they still have to go to ammunition to get the upgrades for the guns. So of course, you want to take 1 trip to get your guns. And
Yeah, sure.
that would mean Gunrunners should be able to sell upgrades 100%. 100. So the next update, I want to see that Gunrunners should be able to sell all the fucking accessories that make sense. Because nobody's going to want to take 2 trips to buy their weapons and their upgrades. Or else they'll just go to ammunition and be done with it. I think we both agree on that.
Yes.
Part 2 of the question is that Gunrunners and future civilian sales skills should be /rob resistant. Agree or Reeee? Or more resistant, I mean. Not fully resistant.
You mean like they can't be robbed?
As in, they have a lesser chance to be robbed.
I want that too. Reeee.
Reeee?
I don't see how that would be, making any sense really, and it wouldn't be fair.
Well, here's where I show my not knowing sheetitude, but
Well, go ahead.
when there was some sheet about adjusting the robbing thing, right? Is it true that thieves can rob like a higher percentage of money compared to
Well,
non-thieves, right?
I didn't know any facts, but I know that I get robbed a lot. And if I'm holding a lot of money, they can rob me like 500k even.
Yeah. Yeah. But like, for example, right, if you're a non-thief, what are the chances? Do you have a higher chance to rob somebody if you're a thief versus non-thief? I know you rob more if you're a thief, but are the chances higher if you're a thief? That's my
Well,
question.
that's something, yeah, I don't know.
I have no clue either. I'm waiting for Nuno to oh, he's saying something else. Costi says he thinks they're higher. Primitive says higher chance. As of I know. Assassin says
Probably,
should
yeah.
be yes. Because you would think that thieves should have a much higher chance to rob compared to non-thieves. Because if a dude, for example, right, is a non-thief, and the chances to rob are relatively the same, then a guy could buy weapons, a non-thief could buy weapons from a gunrunner. Then once they're done, if the gunrunner's on foot, they can just rob them for some cash back or rebates. And that sounds like a meme to me. That
Good point.
that would sound like a huge meme to me. Like you buy guns from somebody, and then once you're done, you rob them. It's like, what is that? If you're a non-thief, sounds like a meme, honestly. If you're a thief, fine. But yeah,
How was it in the crazy buffs when I think about it? Like,
if you're a non-con artist or pickpockets, then your chances to rob are pretty low. Like they're very low.
yeah.
Yeah. So only if you're a con artist could you do that. But people mainly sold weapons inside City Hall, inside or outside City Hall. I don't remember. But that's basically how they did it. They robbed they sold in areas where they could easily deposit or couldn't get robbed from, right? So I'm not too sure if there are zones like that here. It's like you can still get robbed inside the PD, right? Right? Am I right? Because people are saying,
Well,
the
I
PD's
know.
no DM zone, but
I have to here once again. Add me to the dev team again, please. I know if you're playing in a skill that is selling things, then you will be added to have some sort of build around you where you hold the money, and it's locked. So chances will be less chances of getting robbed.
Sure,
Does that make any sense?
It does make sense, I think.
Like you keep the money in a more secured place, not just in your pocket
not
like
in your
everybody
pocket
else
like you.
does. They like I do.
Let's see. Nuno said it is kind of a meme, but you also learned that robbing gun runners, especially those who sell cheap weapons, is a lose situation in the long term for any thief. Well, true, because then the gunrunner will be like, fuck you, I'm not going to sell to you anymore, right? That does make sense. Although, then the thief would probably go to a different gunrunner, right? Maybe. I don't know. Then they'd probably rob them too, so... I don't know. But yeah, Nuno has a point there. If you rob a gunrunner, then you're fucking up your own business. Yeah. That is a good point. That is a good point. But yeah, mull that in the heads. If there's a street vendor that comes out, gunrunner, mull out in the head that maybe they should have a bit more rob resistance. A little bit. Not too much. But...
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. And final question, Hendrik.
Oh, there's one more.
Yeah, there's one bonus question. Agree or Reeee, Formula 1 is a bad sport?
Yeah, this is a difficult one. I have to think for a moment.
Yeah, you gotta think for a second.
I'm gonna lean to the Reeee. Really, I don't think you saw that one coming.
Oh, I definitely didn't see.
But
it coming.
I see why you wanted to put that, because you really didn't know what would I say.
Oh no, I knew that you would say Reeee. Of course, Formula One is a great sport for you. Formula One is a meme sport. I'd rather watch NASCAR. It's probably a lie, but I'm just gonna say it right here.
But it's a little bit better now when this year they won't be racing in the Russia.
Yes, no Russian racing. Hats off to the Formula One commissioners
Yes.
for
Hashtag pray for Ukraine.
that's right. Hashtag pray for Ukraine. Bro, Propel Pad says play iRacing. I have no comment on that at this moment. But I say agree, Formula One is a bad sport, and y'all your op should watch a better sport. I'd rather watch soccer, to be quite honest with you. Anyway, that was agree or Reeee. We'll do it again next week, because it's a content maker. We're here for a bit too long. We're about to end the show here. Hour 23. But one last shout out before we end. Shout out to Primitive. I saw he got the upgrade going. He got himself an i5-12600 KF. So drop a Don DeMarco. If I can find it. I need to find it first. Drop a Don DeMarco for Primitive. Getting that upgrade, an i5-12600 KF. GG. Intel is winning right now, honestly. We're the AMD Gnag. That's right, I think. We're part of the AMD Gnag, but Intel right now doing some good shit. So, congrats to Primitive on his upgrade. Finally, he can have a PC that actually makes sense for his 1440p ultra-wide sheet. So, congrats to that dude. TY Surrey says in chat. Only problem is, as Q and VN pointed out, he got a Zotac graphics card. Good luck. Good luck. Because Q and VN, among others, has had issues with Zotac. So hopefully that your graphics card doesn't fuck up after a year. So pray for Primitive. Pray for Ukraine and pray for Primitive that his graphics card does not fuck up. 3060 Ti. GG.
We will do.
Yes, will do. Anyway, I hope, yes. Anyway, that will do it for the Punkery show. Gonna edit this shit right away. This will be a very easy video to edit, I think. It was a very formed show. All we talked about was the Ukraine crisis, or the Ukraine invasion, and agree or Reeee. Although, I forgot about turning to the audience. If just like very quickly, if an audience member wants to talk about the invasion of Ukraine or anything that we talked about in agree or Reeee, then I'll give y'all 30 seconds. I'm talking very slow right now, slower than I usually would, because I'm usually a slow talker to begin with. Imagine how short the show would be, or shorter the show would be if I talked a bit faster, but I'm unintelligible when I speak fast, so that's basically what it'll be. Anyway, I don't see any hands in the air, so I guess we can finish the shit. So, yeah, that's what it'd be. Anyway, that'll do it for the Punkery show. Like I said, pray for Ukraine, and pray for Primitive, and save the pig. That's what we need anyway. That's gonna do it for Hendrik. This is Rajan. See you next time on Punkery Show.